Captain America is not the strongest Avenger, nor is he on the list of the most powerful heroes. But still, he's a highly respected and commanding presence among superheroes. He doesn't have advanced technology like Iron Man, magic like Doctor Strange, or supernatural powers like Thor. So he may seem simple, but Cap's character is deeply tied to politics. He is such an influential character that he can be seen as a symbol of America. Marvel introduced the character Captain America around the 1940s during World War II. That's why he's seen more as a military hero than just a superhero. He was intentionally created to be that way. He was launched as a way to boost American morale and encourage people to support the war effort. The first comic was released with a cover showing Captain America punching Hitler, which even required bodyguards for the comic writers. That was one strong factor that made Captain America's character well recognized. The downside is that his personality tends to overshadow his powers and abilities. If you ask why people like Cap, they often say it's not about his cool shield throws or strength, but because he's an outstanding leader and has the spirit and values of a true hero. Most fans like him not because he's powerful or tough, but because of his personality. That's why phrases like, "I can do this all day," have become popular. His powers, however, rarely get the spotlight. So, we're going to talk about the lesser-known powers and abilities of Captain America. As usual, there are differences between the cinematic universe and the comic version. First, let's talk about Cap's signature shield, which he's never separated from. Throughout Marvel Comics, this shield has been changed using various materials. In the MCU, the shield he's used from the very first movie until now is made entirely of pure vibranium. The only exception was during Infinity War when he had a different version due to his fallout with Iron Man. In the comics, many types of shields were used, and there were even attempts to mix vibranium with steel to create alloy shields. But it didn't work out, so they continued using pure vibranium instead. As everyone knows, Cap gets his superpowers mainly from Dr. Abraham Erskine's super soldier serum. This is nearly the same in both the MCU and the comics. The serum remains in his bloodstream, giving him the highest levels of strength and endurance a human can reach. Among all super soldiers created, Cap is considered the most perfect version. Many other super soldiers were created after him, but none of them could surpass him. That, in itself, is part of Cap's superpower. He became the next evolutionary step for humankind. Steve Rogers also has incredible willpower. Even before he became anything or got any powers, his spirit and determination were already unbelievably strong. That's why, even as a skinny, frail man, he could endure injections and radiation that most people couldn't. Willpower may seem like nothing special when you think about it normally. But in the superhero world, it's a crucial and essential superpower. It's a superpower that can be born with but can't be created. However, it can be trained to become stronger. Especially for magic users, it's an indispensable ability. That's because they use energy flowing throughout the universe using both their mind, aka willpower. Even before Steve Rogers got any super abilities, he was already the kind of guy who'd say, "I can do this all day." No matter how much he's beaten or how strong his opponent is, he stands his ground. You may be able to knock down his body, but you can never break his spirit. This is something we've seen clearly in the movies as well. And in the comics, many stories show that he can resist mind control by multiple powerful telepaths. So let's continue with how physically strong his body actually is. When he works out, he uses 2,200-pound weights. That means his strength is over 10 times that of a normal human. That's how he managed to hold back a helicopter mid-flight, with nothing but raw strength. He can throw his shield hard enough to split Iron Man's titanium robots in two. Even when running casually, he can run 30 miles without stopping, and his speed ranges from 25 to 40 miles per hour. These details can vary depending on the story. Cap is agile enough to dodge bullets. While we don't see it in the MCU, in the comics, he's shown dodging bullets multiple times. He's almost as fast as heroes with superhuman speed like Spidey. In terms of durability, he can even withstand buildings collapsing on him, and he's strong enough to crawl back out of it. Though his healing isn't as strong as Wolverine's, it's better than that of normal humans, allowing him to recover from moderate injuries on his own. He can withstand gunfire and explosions, and even in a plane crash, he wouldn't suffer major injuries. For someone seen as a normal human, he's seriously tough. Another key thing about him is his dependable leadership skill. In battles, he can come up with strategies very quickly. Many leaders can come up with great plans in calm situations, but when thrown into chaotic combat, they tend to panic and lose control. But Cap isn't like that. No matter how intense the situation, he can always make the best decisions. That's why he can even lead heroes who are stronger than him. This is also one of Captain America's natural abilities. And it also comes from experience. After all, he even fought in World War II, so this level of capability is to be expected. Because the super soldier serum altered his cells, his aging process is very slow. As we all know, although he's over 100 years old, he still looks like a man in his prime. So, while the comics introduced Captain America as a symbol to uplift American morale, the MCU gave us a clearer picture of who Captain America really is. In the end, maybe the real question isn't how strong Captain America is, but what makes him so strong in the first place. Is it the serum? The shield? Or is it simply the unbreakable will of a man who refuses to back down?